gonna keep sticking with TSpirit, but I don't know, man. If TSpirit couldn't win that last game, I know they messed up big time early on, but LGD, they have an even better draft than last game for themselves. I still have to believe in the Sven here, so let's go with LGD.
All right, I'm afraid I've got to go for LGD. It looks too good, and voting against the Sven at this point just feels like an insane move. And of course, casting what could be the last game of the grand finals. If sounding good were a crime, he'd be put away for life. It's B-Cup, and joining him, if looking good were a crime, then he'd be an upstanding, law-abiding citizen. It's Mo Farah.
Thank you, Nomad. Big fan of the compliments. Definitely feel great. No, Mo, do you feel that great about the compliments?
I try my best, man.
I think you'd be in jail, I guess that would be the comparison, because you'd be looking so good.
Sometimes it just really gets to you, B-Cup, you know? There's only so much Nomad I can take.
Well, luckily, there's not much more that you need to take. Then you'll be out of here.
Does that mean you think LGD are going to win, B-Cup?
I just want 5 games, but 2 more games to handle Nomad for you. I think you got this.
Oh, the 5-on-5.
Yeah, once again, Stormhammer on a 3 build. They've got the arrow to follow it up. It's all going to be on to Ame. They're trying to get on top of him with that Gush and Collapse, who actually getting blocked out. So they're unable to get the kill on the Sven. They'll look over. Scatterblast hits Collapse and Miposhka. They've got the Searing Chains, but Collapse getting run down by Zhao 8. And Zhao 8's Death Pulse. So Zhao 8 with the first blood, killing off Collapse, a little bit of a repeat of what we saw last time. And quite honestly, looks like it could be all 4 bounty runes for LGD again. It's gonna be close on this one in the river.
As soon as Spirit hold the high ground and they don't manage to kill the Sven, like that fight's gonna go badly. Like the Death Pulse comes in and ticks him over with the healing, 4 bounty runes, and I am shocked they've managed to do it again on LGD, because that does not happen often.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I thought they were going to put the Necro off lane against the Ember. They put the Pango there, letting the Necro go against the TA instead.
And another 1k lead early for LGD, and that's 2 times that they've come from the low ground to the high ground to get it done.
I mean, their level 1 is so strong, though. Like, I don't know, if you look at TSpirit's side, like, TA doesn't do anything. Ember has chains at level 1. Yes, they have arrow on Mirana, which is great, but it's kind of only really the Arctic Burn from Winter Wyvern, which isn't burst damage anyway.
Right.
Whereas LGD, they have Sven Stun, they have Death Pulse, they have Shield Crash. I think, yeah, he took Scatter Blast on Jinq.
Yeah, and that ended up being a 3-man Stormhammer and then a 2-hero Scatter Blast. Dealing with a lot of this AoE, and it just did not feel comfortable for them. And they took the Brain Sap level 1 for Y. He's just taking away Mira's health.
Let's say, you know, before this all happened, I was going to say that I like the way that TSpirit are trying to play, though. Like, we've known them for their aggression so far this tournament, and around that, like, 15-minute mark, or Faith Bian, he's fine. So they have these 2 semi-cores that can fight really early on, playing around this big T5 collapse. And if this is a game where you have to, like, you know, just, you can't farm your way to victory, right? Like, you have to fight your way to victory.
Right.
If there's one team that can do it, I think it's going to be Spirit.
Searing Chains, Shinkyu in trouble, but there's the shield crash. One more shot to get that kill onto the Snapfire, though. I'm a little shocked that they didn't pick maybe something a little bit different here for Collapse. Say his Axe or his Magnus.
Yeah, it's interesting that the Magnus has been, like, ignored this whole series after he had a great performance on it yesterday. Obviously something team-specific that Spirit had prepared for.
Nicely done by Yatoro top. Fire Snap Cookie, he avoided the stun with the slight. And asks for the high 5, so certainly feeling himself a little bit. See that Sven leads the CS, and, well, the next 3 at the moment. I started that sentence, we're all TSpirit heroes. But again, the CS is close towards the top.
It's just a bounty rune advantage, right? And the first blood that LGD killed, keeping them in the 1k net worth lead. I don't think I've ever seen 2 games in a row where one team gets like 4 bounty runes.
Yeah, maybe twice in a tournament, but to do it twice in a series and 2 games in a row, that's honestly kind of rare.
And the thing is, we haven't mentioned, like, LGD's level 1, they love these scraps, like, before the bounty runes and things. So if there's anybody that's going to do it, LGD are up there, for sure. You can see them blocking camps already on the Bane. The big camp blocked, the ancient camp blocked, ready for those TA stacks that could potentially be coming through.
They get rid of those stacks while making some of your own. They haven't made any stacks here for the Sven just yet. And, you know, we've talked about the Sven obviously a lot in this series because it's got 2 victories already. And to see it here a 3rd time could be 3 in a row for it and be the series sealer and the grand final sealer here for LGD. What do you have to do differently against this Sven to shut it down this time around?
I mean, the panel were talking about being able to invade the triangle and things, right? You have this Mirana with Moonlight Shadow, which is great, but is the Moonlight Shadow going to come online early enough? Like, Sven's level 7, goes into the jungle.
Oh, man, Yatro getting blown up. Fire Snap Cookie this time couldn't avoid it, and the Swashbuckle Shield Crash combo on top of him takes him out.
Yeah, not a normal Yatora hero as well, this Ember. Like, normally we see him playing these, like, hard ones, but something completely different this game.
Yeah, the Luna's
not
the
necessarily
gyros.
a bad thing, but I think this Snapfire Pango lane is ridiculously strong.
Double disarm. Fire Snap Cookie not going to land. He'll slight. I want to know how Xinqiu's going to build because we've seen him on the Snapfire before. Obviously, TI qualifiers and DPC, or not TI qualifiers, DPC when he won against, I think it was Aster, had that shard, did a lot of damage. Bottom lane, Nightmare on the collapse. Starstorm through on a 2. That will end with just a little bit of damage for both sides. But we also saw him play the Snapfire earlier this tournament. He played a lot more utility instead of damage.
Speak up. Look at the net worth of the Necro to the TA.
Wow.
Xiao 8, man.
He's won every game, I think, in his lane. Even the game they lost.
There was a thing today, I can't remember where I saw it, about the whole nothing to say Visa thing, right? And they were like, oh, well, LG look for a stand-in, and you're like, they're like doing so well with Xiao 8. Like, I understand he wants to coach, but surely you look for a coach stand-in rather than a player stand-in.
Yeah. Well, again, Fire Snap Cookie, and the combo there with the Pangolier. They're gonna take out Yatra. This feels gut-wrenching. And they got the Reaper Scythe. It's not enough damage to get the kill though onto Mira. Real quick to the gun on that with the Reaper Scythe. And now it's God's Strength used by Ame in the jungle.
Are there any ancient stacks yet for the Sven in the top jungle as well? I saw Xinqiu heading over there.
Not yet.
He's just been taking the bounty ring. Okay.
Yeah, who could you get to coach? There are a lot of coaches that are already taken in China. Obviously not speculation, that has to happen right now.
They'd probably consider asking Lizard, but he has no Twitter to contact us.
Yeah, and he won't have an Instagram either. So one more right click gets the kill on the Xinqiu. And they're going to try and get themselves a follow-up on a Faith Beyond. He's on the run. They've got the Searing Chains with the arrow follow-up. They'll get the kill. Wise a little bit too late for the help. And finally something going the way for TSpirit in this game.
Big kill. Faith Beyond having a great start so far. They need to find a way of helping this TA as well because she has no stacks to fall back on either. I don't know how this TA is going to find her way back into the game where she has this like really big impact. Xiao 8 gets the D ward as well.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I think it was important that Mira left the lane though and like started moving, right? Because they can't really do anything to the Tide anymore in LGD.
Right.
So Collapse is going to have a good time. Like, you can leave him alone to do what he wants now. You know, we saw how many times last game Collapse was basically just doing whatever he wanted in fights because it took so long to kill him.
Yeah, Collapse will have a good time. It's just about getting the bounce back on the Ember as well as the TA, and they desperately need to help Toronto Tokyo find his way back into this game, because currently he is sitting 6th on the net worth, and he is 1,400 gold behind where Zhao 8 is. He's going in for an early 4-step, has the double null and the treads. A lot of gold on this Necro already, and Sven hasn't really had any stacks to boost him, but sitting towards the top as well.
I'm not sure what Innocence is doing here. I don't know if he's just waiting for his courier or something. Oh, he's just, okay. Dewatered the Ancients, fair enough.
Yeah, still a little while until he can stack that camp, but if they could start some stacks for the Sven, they're going to feel a little bit more comfortable with it.
I don't think he's just going to sit here and wait until he can stack the Ancients. Oh no, he's
actually TP's bot. Now, they want to go for Collapse. Only level 4 on the Bane. They found Mira. Now the Ravage comes in. The arrow hits, and Zhao kind of overplayed himself. They get the kill and take down the Necro, who was top of the net worth a moment ago. Another big kill here for Spirit, and their spirits will rise with a couple of kills going their way.
Innocence knew he should have just stacked the Ancients, man. Ancients still blocks.
So he's still got the Ancient stack though from Shinkyu.
I mean,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I guess.
Well, I'm just saying,
the Ancients blocked though with that sentry to the top left of the camp. Like, that's twice now the Ancients have been blocked when they tried to stack them.
Yeah. No Ravage this time around. They have the Rolling Thunder available from Feet Beyond, but they brought over Yatoro, and they're going to come in with a Nightmare out onto the Winter Wyvern, follow that up with the Rolling Thunder, damage on a Baposhka, Reaper Scythe in. They'll get the kill onto this Winter Wyvern. Slight Yatoro trying to make something happen. Why sitting a little bit low, but the Rolling Thunder, Fire Snap Cookie, Collapse in some trouble. 4 heroes around him. Anchor smashes. Slight coming in from Yatoro. They've got the Nightmare. They'll keep Collapse steady, and they should be able to get the kill. Nothing Yatoro and Mira can do.
Oh, look at the 1 and 2 net worth on TeamSpirit as well. Could be a really sad ending to the tournament for them if they do lose, considering how well they've played for so long. And they looked great after game 1 in this series as well. I felt like we were all on board the train for them. And Ame not having to be involved in that fight bot lane, now getting its way through the Ancients, top of net worth by quite a distance.
Unfortunately for TeamSpirit right now, that train's looking like there's a Chris Evans in the back, and he's trying to have a revolt. Did anybody catch a reference? Maybe. We'll see.
I mean, the problem is that, like we mentioned before, Spirit can't find their way back into this game by farming. Like, they have to try and find their way back into the game by fighting, which is why that bot lane, like, engagement, you can understand why they're trying to make it. But as soon as Maposha gets gone on first, that's like, the fight's already really difficult.
Yeah. They've smoked up here on Y and Shinkyu.
Oh, if they find Toronto Tokyo, they see him under the ward, I think.
And they've got level 6, so they have the Fiend's Grip. They'll use it immediately.
No.
Mortimer's Kiss is coming in right onto the TA. They should have this kill, but the Winter's Curse, and he gets the refraction off. But the Swashbuckle coming in, looking for the Rolling Thunder to catch up to Toronto Tokyo. There's a trap down, and the Pangolier roll right over this TA. For the top lane, Collapse going after this Sven for a moment, and over in the bottom lane, you've got Zhao 8 getting quite low.
He's still alive. I can't believe he lived there. Great Nightmare from the Bane on the Ember, keeps him alive. He's just going to TP back mid on 300 HP.
Jeez. That confident. Trap gets popped. He's starting to get this Heartstopper regen.
So how does Spirit come back into this game? We said they have to fight, but like they have Moonlight Shadow into Ravage, right? So they have good setup. The question is, when the BKB timing comes out from the Sven, can they deal with it? And I look at their lineup. A BKB Warcry Sven running at Spirit's team is terrifying. He's actually getting Blink before BKB, I think that was as well.
Yeah, he's got Blink next after the Mask of Madness Echo.
Which is interesting. I thought the BKB timing would have been huge. I guess maybe it's something to do with against the Wyvern. Like, you need to be able to find the Wyvern and kill him, so the Blink gets more valuable, but...
So we are seeing Xingqiu go for the more utility build, not the damage that he's done previously with this hero. He's going into the Guardian Greaves after the medallion.
Dire's top tower
So just trying to
is under
sustain,
attack.
keep these heroes alive against the team fight of TSpirit. That blink in with the Ravage, potentially the damage output coming in from Toronto Tokyo. And I say potentially because he's so far behind still of Zhao 8 and the Sven. You expect a hero like this to have stacks made for him, push towards the Desolator earlier. But unfortunately, they just had that ancient camp blocked for so long. They had these camps just not showing multiple camps or multiple stacks, and it just was TA falling further and further behind.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, right, this TA sometimes has a bad lane, right? It happens. We've seen TAs against Razors and everything before. It happens. If the TA has a bad lane and the Ember has a bad lane, though, it's tough.
Ooh, I think he saw him. He'll bounce and kind of get caught there. But finally, they're right on top of the Winter Wyvern. They've got the disarm. They'll have the Nightmare. Xingqiu, snap fire. With that fire snap cookie. Will stun up Miposhka. They have the lockdown to get the kill, and Faith Beyond gets credit for that one. Still 3k lead here for LGD.
They might try and go on Zhao 8 here, potentially.
They'll throw the Ravage. He got the Ghost Shroud off. They bring in Yatoro. Searing Chains. Do they have enough? Stormhammer, God Strength, Reaper Sight. Oh, Zhao 8. He gets Yatoro low with the help of Ame, but now they've used that God Strength and they don't get a kill. Oh, the kisses. Mortimer's kisses.
This transcends expectation.
That's twice now that TSpirit have reacted well, though, and managed to almost get away.
Yeah, and not only managed to get away, they're going to try and fight into this. The arrow thrown in.
Great arrow.
The Snapfire, Starstorm coming through. They'll get the kill on a Xingqiu. Look over at Faith Beyond. He's hit with the Winter's Curse, only has the 18% damage reduction and gets killed off by Miposhka. Meanwhile, Ame comes back in, finishes off Mira. They've got the Fiend's Grip onto the Ember. The Gush is going to be thrown over as well as the Anchor Smash. Splinter Blast, Cold Embrace on a Collapse. Ame without the God Strength anymore. They've got the Side of Fist. They'll get the kill on a Y. Now looking over Zhao 8, no Reaper Sights, but do they have the damage to finally finish off this?
TA's here.
In Toronto Tokyo, he comes in trying to finish off these heroes. Looks over at Zhao 8. Ame needs to run. He needs to bail on this Necro. And well, Zhao 8 under the tier 1 tower, still dead to TSpirit. And that deficit is evaporated.
Well, I said, how would they deal with the Sven? Turns out if you kill everybody else except the Sven, it doesn't matter, Beacon. And they've got the Deso on the TA all of a sudden with those kills. She's 800 gold off the, or so off the blink, right? Like 800, 900 gold.
All of a sudden,
I can't believe it.
Zhao 8 and Faith Beyond are the ones who have fallen behind.
And Zhao 8's gone from having this amazing game to like dying twice in a row. And like you say, he's fallen so far behind. What happened? I can't, like, Toronto Tokyo managed to find like 5 minutes of farm. And like we said, the hero can catch up. I just didn't think it was going to be able to have the space to do.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
LGD kind of just wander into the fight one by one and get picked off.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, it felt like it was a little bit of save your friend syndrome at times. Nightmare collapse. Uh-oh, in some trouble. They do have the Reaper Sight. They've got the Fire Snap Cookie that lands on the 2, but they use the Moonlight Shadow. There's the Reaper Sight slamming down on the collapse. They've got the Rolling Thunder to follow it up on a Miposhka. He'll Cold Embrace himself, and they'll take out Miposhka as well. 2 kills there for LGD. Miro will get back under the Shroud of Moonlight Shadow. Wasn't enough to save his allies, though, and now they'll go right into Roche with God Strength being used just to get those kills, and now try and take an Aegis.
They have to fight this. I think they need to buy back on the tide. I really don't think you can give this up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
I don't know, I guess without the Wyvern it's impossible though. This is so difficult. Like, you have this TA lineup that you want to play tempo with, and you don't even get the first Aegis.
This is for Spirit away.
And all that good work that they've just done, killing off LGD heroes one by one, it just gets completely undone by one move.
And back up to that 3k lead. Brigand's Blade will be found for TSpirit. Let's see, is that going to be given over to TA or Ember?
Dire's
Nitro moving in.
attack.
Set of fist, searing chains, arrows, still in line with it. That'll land. It's under the tier 2 tower. They need to be a little bit careful how far they're going for this because they're having reactions coming from LGD. They've got the Fiend's Grip coming through from wide full duration onto the DA. Ravage not in time. They get the kill on the Toronto Tokyo. They'll end up losing Y. Now Ame in, but Ame without God Strength for 30 seconds. 3 heroes, now 4 heroes here for the side of TSpirit. Looking over at Faith Beyond, 36% with that damage reduction thanks to the shield crash. Faith Beyond standing tall, standing his ground. Swashbuckle away, disarms this Winter Wyvern, and now TSpirit will back away. The shield crash that lands on the 2 as it is maxed out, and it will have that reduction. That makes him
it
so
could have been
tanky.
3. It could have been 3 if not for the slight dodge, but
They were closing in to the point where I thought he was going to hit all 4 of them. Oh, Nightmare again from Y. Ame has God Strength available, but does he want to fight into this? They know that they don't have any Ravage. Stormhammer, Brain Sap, 3%! Ooh, but does survive, and now they've got themselves a Winter's Curse that's going to lock up Zhao 8 as well as Ame. They're going to get the Fire Step Cookie in and stun up this Winter Wyvern. Down in the Moonlight Shadow, Miposhka trying to survive with the Cold Embrace, but they've got the Scatter Blast coming in from Shinkyu to get the kill onto the Winter Wyvern, taking out Miposhka once again.
yeah, God Strength still available here for LGD as well, so they can potentially look for more. No Ravage to have to worry about either, so I think the fight is theirs to be forced.
Collapse, throwing an Anchor Smash, but immediately gets Nightmared. He threw that right next to Zhao 8, Y, and Ame, and might want to rethink that plan of action because he gets killed immediately for it.
That's going to be a tier 2 mid as well, potentially. Wyvern is back up again.
And then the Winter's Curse, though, for 40 seconds.
I mean, they really defend this though without the Tide. It's pretty difficult. Here's the wave coming back in. Looks like it should fall.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Dire's middle tower.
Looks like they're looking for the snipe here. Nobody going to head up the hill though.
Yatoro. I see Shinkyu.
Oh, interesting. He went Halberd on the Sven. Obviously against the TA, pretty good. I guess against like the Curse and the Ravage and everything as well, the status resistance is pretty good. So it's not just the effect in itself of the active.
Brigand's Blade, Grove Bow, both found here for LGD. Now, making that lead 6,000.
And I hate to, mention the same point again, but they can't get back into this game by farming Spirit, and they're having to fight into an Aegis as well now. Not the biggest deal since it's a Sven.
Dire's top tower.
If you kill him once while he's got the God Strength on, then he's not as big of a threat on the second life, but
Right.
still puts you off going for him in the first place.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And I think that's why you can see them trying to push in this bot lane here, because getting these deep wards down and things, they do want to take a fight, but
is under attack. Dire's top
OG
tower
might catch them half-hearted
Blink
here.
in, Stormhammer, no God Strength popped yet. And Miposhka, Cold Embrace, keeping himself still, but eventually there will be enough damage from the Sven, and he's forced to use the Winter's Curse just to survive. Ame's got that Blink Dagger up in a second. Mortimer's Kiss is coming down. He'll go into the trees, try and TP away. The kisses don't land. He'll end up surviving them back over. Now the Collapse, who's getting chased. He's in some trouble, and by some trouble, a lot of it, because the Reaper Scythe lays him down and lays him out.
What you sow.
Well done by LGD to get another kill.
Like, Spirit kind of knew they wanted to be in the area, but you could see they're in 2 separate groups rather than one big huddle.
Right.
And when the Sven finds the Wyvern, like a separate place to the Tide, where the Tide's getting gone on as well, like their 2 big team fighters need to be near each other to be able to take that engagement.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Ooh. Traps are down, so. Aegis down. Traps are down over here in the triangle. Maybe they'll fight with the vision they have. They also have this ward on the high ground. They have no Tide for 25 seconds.
Precious bounty.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
BKB almost finished off for the TA. Toronto Tokyo has kind of come back in terms of net worth. He's now ahead of Zhao 8. All about getting that Ember back in. He's fallen behind pretty far, but just about there with Faith Beyond and the Pango.
Yeah, they're not too far behind, especially considering how this game started. I thought it would be a lot worse for Spirit by this point.
Yeah.
But that engagement before, where they managed to kill a few heroes in a row around mid lane, definitely swung the game a little bit back in their favor.
Kind of slowing it down though, but that's allowing Ame to farm up his BKB. No longer an Aegis here, so we'll see if Team Spirit want to fight. They have Moonlight Shadow in 20. Ravage is up and available. Everything there for Team Spirit except for that Moonlight Shadow, which is, like I said, up in just a moment. Jowie. Okay. Yeah, Zhao 8 had picked up a mech, and I know Shinkyu wanted to go Guardian Grooves, but he's got the Arcane Boots, and now he's going into the Shard, so he might swap his build a little bit. He picked up a Buckler, so maybe they weren't paying attention to their item builds, because he was getting close to that mech.
No, I think the Cashew Buckler is really good this game, though, against the TA, against the Ember, like the Gush of the Tide and everything as well. You know, I mean, Puppy was the guy that used to do this a lot for Secret, right? Where he would get these Casual Bucklers all the time since it has such good value.
He can always finish it in like a Vlad's, right?
Yeah, he could, for sure. I don't think he will. I think just the Buckler by itself is fine.
Hunt and bounty.
Dire's top tower is under
Double
attack.
damage on the TA.
Radiant's bottom
And
tower
bottom's
is
pushing
under
in a little
attack.
bit. They took the tier 2 tower. They're going to take the outpost. And on Team Spirit, they'll rotate towards mid and get a tier 1 too. There's the Solar Crest for Collapse. Gonna work with this
they do
minus
have-
armor.
Yeah, I mean, they have this insane physical burst, right? So if they can get on top of a hero, they do die, apart from when the Sven gets Warcry off. And then, like, a lot of that armor gets negated out, right? So you do have to be a bit careful. They have Curse into Arrow up here, but Zhao 8 with the Force stuff gets
Dire's
himself
top
out.
tower is under attack. Radiant
Yeah, they're not
are
gonna
scanning.
get anybody, but Roche, 10 seconds. It's a quick one.
Oh, wow. So whoever wins this next fight, really, that's second Roche. Assuming they scout it out quickly enough.
No trap in the pit.
Like, LGD look really good at the moment, but I could see Spirit just winning the next fight. You know, getting second Roche, and all of a sudden this TA looks ridiculous.
Yeah, and the game's back to even off that. If not slightly favoring Spirit.
Yeah, for sure.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I don't know, T-Spirit have done so well to come back into this game. Really impressive.
From the start they had, yeah, it's certainly impressive. LGD, though, still making the game theirs at the moment. They're going to take the tier 2 up towards top. That is leaving one more outer tower in the bottom lane remaining.
Is under attack.
And we'll see what they can do here. Now there's a trap in the pit. So they're positioned in a good spot to fight LGD if they come around, and Zhao 8, he's the one who's closest at the moment.
Yeah, you can see him effectively just being this dangle, right? Where he's like, yeah, if you got me first. It's fine, I've got mech, I've got halberd, I've got this plate mail. So, I kind of want you to go on me first.
Be quicker than that.
LGD making sure they stay within touching distance of each other because they're not sure where Spirit are.
Gotta keep an eye on Shinkyu too. So now he's got this shard and he has the blink dagger too. So we've seen him make all out plays where he doesn't really care for his own life. He just cares to get that lockdown in. Blink in and use that scatter blast at a point blank range.
It's such good initiation, especially when you're against these heroes like Wyvern, where you need to go on multiple sources at once.
Moonlight Shadow, Zhao 8 again. He's the one under the trap. They're going to go for this. They're going to move in onto Zhao 8. Rolling Thunder used pretty early. The Blink Dagger, the leap away. So far, everybody avoiding it. Mira, man, he avoids that Rolling Thunder quite well. And now they're going to turn. They found Zhao 8 again. They've got the trap down on him. They're looking for the Ravage. That's going to land on the 4 of these heroes on the side of LGD. They get the kill to Zhao 8. He's going to be dead for 52 seconds with no buyback. LGD, they pull the ejection cord, at least for now, and Spirit They'll try to claim their prize of Roche. Potentially. You see these OGD heroes still nearby, and they want to make sure that they don't disrupt them while they're in the pit. Swashbuckle across the river, arrow coming in, shield crash. Ooh, and he'll avoid the arrow. There's the roll up, bouncing around, trying to get away. And Swashbuckle, he's made enough room for himself and will survive.
That's such good space by Faithian as well, buying time for the Necro to come back up again here, because they haven't headed into the Roche pit yet on Spirit. If they'd have got that Pango kill, it would have been completely worth it. But now all of a sudden, Necro's up in 10 seconds. Can they kill it quick enough here? There's no Ravage available. Curse still is, but there's God Strength up. There's going to be Reaper Scythe.
Oh, they're wrapping all the way around. They were looking to see if they were still in Roche. They expected them to still be in Roche. Mortimer's Kisses is already used. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains. Nightmare to avoid the arrow. Why? Still in a pretty good position. The Rolling Thunder comes in. That's right on a collapse. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, Jowie just came back into it. He's taking a lot of damage here from Toronto, Tokyo, as well as Yatoro. They kill off Collapse. They kill off Mira. Both those heroes, well, without them, they're in trouble on the side of LGD. They got the Fiend Strip on Maposhka. They'll buy back on this Marana. They do have buyback on everybody available for TSpirit, but God Strength going in, and oh boy, they don't have an outpost to TP to, so I don't know if they buy back and try to get back into this one. Arrow finally lands on Y. Yatoro maybe looking for a swipe on this Aegis. He's standing outside the pit. Sleight of Fist coming through, Remnant back. They'll escape to the mid lane for now, and it will be Aegis for Ame.
Do you know what, B-Cup? Hindsight is a wonderful thing. And I think TSpirit will look back at that and be like, man, I wish we just got in the pit. You know, like, I wish we'd just commit for the Aegis instead of chasing the Pango. But difficult decision to make in the moment. LGD profit massively from it here. I think that's AC coming out on the courier for the Sven.
Yep.
And that's, cool.
Oh boy, they found out. Throw.
Close.
Faithian is like surfing with this this Pangolier.
Yeah, I mean, for those that don't know, if you when you're in Rolling Thunder, if you shield crash up in the air and then swashbuckle down on somebody, like they get hit by the shield crash where the swashbuckle lands. So it's like a little bit of extra burst damage you can do at the end.
Collapse picks up a haste rune. He is with Ravage now, but again, you're not going to get your way back into this game by farming, and now you have to fight in to LGD with an Aegis once again. And this is really interesting here from Ame. He's got the Blink Dagger and he's got the Blast Rig, so he's going to jump into these heroes with the Blast Rig and really be problematic for TSpirit. Yatoro fighting Zhao 8.
No Flame Guard. It's really difficult for him to push here.
He's got a Remnant back. He's fine. OGD doing a really good job up 9,000 net worth. They've taken these fights really well around what TSpirit have to throw. Going Ags though on Yatoro. We'll see if that'll help him in terms of his damage output. And with those remnants blow up any of these heroes. They'll go on Collapse. They've used the God Strength. They'll get the kill onto the Tide. And now, again, 50 seconds without this Tide. He's 1-7-7 in this game. This is really just the exact opposite of what you're expecting from Collapse, especially in this series.
It's a difficult one. I mean, it is a hard tie game though, right?
Yeah.
Against the Necro, especially with the Reaper side.
Force staff forward with the Shivas. That hits Maposhka, but Zhao 8 a little bit far forward. He still has that mech, has the Ghost Shroud with the Death Pulse. He'll use it all. Arrow avoided thanks to the help of Y with that Nightmare. And now it looks like they're going to lose this tier 3, potentially even more. I'm not sure TSpirit really even want to fight without the Ravage and without this Tide.
With God Strength down, you have to respect Spirit here. You don't take the buildings quickly enough without the God Strength to be able to really commit. And it's the patience from LGD. You have to remember, you know, ESL, they lost the final 3-2. So there is that hunger there to really show that they are the best and they can win the tournament. And I know they won the major and things like, but you want to play everything you win everything you play in.
Yeah.
Especially with a team of this caliber. I think that second place, you know, you almost take it to heart a little bit.
You got to take first place, get all that money, lock up Zhao 8 into a player contract.
Dire are scanning.
Out of here, Peacock.
Smoke used here by LGD. You're gonna 5-man smoke, and well, they're trying to take the outpost, but here comes LGD. Mira, how long is it gonna take you? You might have stayed a little bit too long. They've got Y looking. He's got a BKB, by the way, on this Bane.
They want the Wyvern mode.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 shots, you're out. At the old ball game, and Miposhka, Mira both lose their lives to Ame.
I feel like I've seen it so many times this game where they're just able to get onto the backline and kill the supports first.
Yeah.
Miposhka's positioning this whole tournament has been so good. And in this game, LGD is just taking him apart still.
Fight once again, cleaning up the creep wave, trying to extend their times.
Yeah. That's really well played by your Torre. It means they can't push the racks anymore because they don't have a wave. So this God Strength, they kind of have to wait for the next one now. Big plus sign for him. Buys them a little bit more time. Not sure that's what they need, but it's something.
Something they can work with. They're trying to get the Swift Link onto Toronto Tokyo. Got the nullifier now.
On Toronto Tokyo. It's obviously very good against the Necro. Takes off the shield crash buff, Peacock. That's the real win.
Yeah, get rid of what could be a disgusting amount of damage reduction.
And like even the war cry and everything as well. Like it's all so good.
This expires 2 minutes 45 seconds
I'm still here.
to potentially the third Roach, right?
Are they smoking? Yeah, they are.
Shadows.
They've got this smoke. They see Zhao 8, the Remnant forward. Now they're going to go in. They've got the Sleight of Fist as well as the Searing Chains. Here comes the Rolling Thunder from Faith Beyond. That's going to bounce Yatoro into some trouble. Lotus Orb, Nullifier, BKB, ripping through Zhao 8. Now they've got the Winter's Curse, but this was an early curse. They're still holding onto the Ravage. It's only going to lock down Faith Beyond for a second. The BKB as well as the Thieves Grip on Toronto Tokyo. And now without the BKB on Toronto Tokyo, he might be in some trouble, but trying to heal him up is this Winter Wyvern. Nightmare from Y on the other side of the fight. They've got the Shield Crash coming through. The Firestorm Tokyo, they will go over at Toronto Tokyo, and as well as Yatoro to try and get these kills. They're low on health. Yatoro on the run. Shield Crash again. I think he was trying to TP out, but stops it immediately. Sleight of Fist comes in with the arrow flying through that hits on a Faith Beyond, and now Toronto Tokyo, he's standing there in the meld looking over at Ame, who one-shots Miposhka. They find themselves Mira. They've got themselves around the Mirana. They'll get the kill. Shinkyu with that scatter blast takes him out, but Mira will eventually finish off Shinkyu in return.
Honestly, like, that was pretty well played by TSpirit. They managed to kite out the Sven for so long. Well, because God Strength lasts such a long time.
It's still not
It's
enough.
so long you can do it. I mean, well played by Miposhka as well. Keeps the TA alive during that grip and the Mortimer's Kisses. Just with the extra heal that comes through. But again, they can't really go high ground here. No God Strength. And not a massive net worth swing either way, because Zhao 8 dies first, remember? Easy to forget since it was so long before, you know, the fight really started. And you can see that when that Nullify goes on to him, he does have a big problem.
Dies very quickly. That's what I was thinking about going into the Shard and then the Refresher, but that is so much gold needed for him to really get those items and get that extra effectiveness. We saw why with this BKB Team's Grip, it's just so much control. And just another quick kill there onto Miposhka. Ame just ripping through this dragon every single time.
We've seen this from LGD though. They get the pick off. You know what's coming with the God Strength Peacock.
Buildings.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
And he's got that Swift Blink.
Well, they're not, actually not committing for it.
Interesting.
Wow, Zhao 8 not within touching distance, I guess, but I really thought they were going to go for it. He's actually getting hard as well. So, Nullifier, obviously very good, but it's just the raw HP on Necro might be able to keep him alive. Leveler on Sven.
Like he needed anything more. I'll keep it though.
Oh god, there's a relic. Oh no. Zhao 8's like, hell yeah.
Yeah. He'll take... He's holding on right now to the Cloak of Flames, but...
It's the Pango keeping the relic.
Relic's going on Shinkyu.
Oh, interesting.
He's trying to get an axe, by the way.
Surprising. They want the Bane as well as the
Nullifying Ravage coming out.
Oh my god.
Zhao 8 might be in some trouble when they go after Y, and now Zhao 8 on the run with the Lotus Orb. They've got themselves a Winter's Curse. That'll lock down Y for the moment. They've got the Mortimer's Kisses coming in to try and disrupt this fight from TSpirit. There goes Ame with the God Strength as well as the Stormhammer and the Disarm onto this TA. They can't get this TA though yet. They've lost Collapse. They'll end up losing Y. Coming around though is Shinkyu looking for Mira. Sleight of Fist. Not going to do anything to deter Zhao 8 as well as Shinkyu to get Mira, who is dead as a little shredder.
Innocence is... I just... How many times have we seen this tournament, these Bane plays?
Oh, Shinkyu. Scatterblast done? No way. All right. Sly comes in.
I mean, they're taking Rex though. So.
Yeah. So he's done his job.
Yeah. That's, I mean, that Nightmare save though on the Ravage, keeping Zhao 8 alive, basically means they can kill Collapse with the Scythe.
Yeah.
Like, it all snowballs and...
How many times have we just seen such amazing Bane plays in this event?
I mean, no wonder Bane's been so highly prioritized in this final though.
10 seconds till everybody's up here on the side of TSpirit. Ravage not available for 76. Winter's Curse for 14, but 2 sets of racks are gone and only 1 set remains over bottom. You gotta assume you know where they're coming from at this point.
This Sven's been able to drop boots as well, right? I think because he has ninja gear.
And Swift Blank, yeah.
Yeah, so doesn't even need like... He's just able to have his halberd and his Echo Saber in because of the... You know, basically the boots upgrade into the neutral slot. And they found a flicker as well, so he can even take that if he really wants.
TA went for the MKB instead of the Swift Blank. And then Ember, like I said, going into the Refresher Orb, but only 3,400 gold.
I mean, honestly, Yatora's got a lot more net worth this game than I thought he'd have.
Certainly. The Collapse is the big difference maker. They're going to find Mira. They'll pop the God Strength. Ooh, instead of the Refresher goes Rod of Atos on Yatoro.
For Glipnir, I assume? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Unless he's just thinking, like, I need an item right now to be able to fight, and I'm not going to have the time to get this Refresher.
Roche is up.
And they...
She's Refresher Shard. They're going to try and fight into this. They've got the Glade here, but now the Stormhammer comes in. The 2-shot almost killing off Mira. Going after Collapse. Collapse, he has Ravage finally back up, and now they're going to move in with the Mortimer's Kisses. Do they have anything to lock down these heroes? They get the kill on Toronto Tokyo. They take out the TA. Now, no Templar Assassin for 90 seconds. No buyback after buying out.
Can I tell you, Beacon, every fight starts the same. Zhao 8 just runs in and says, right, guys, what's going on? How are we feeling? And they're all like, oh my god, let's kill this Necrophos.
Oh, gobble up, spit out,
oh
right
my goodness.
Him. Oh my. If that had turned into anything more, what an alley-oop that would have been.
Dude, you see, like, Zhao 8, he just runs into the fight, and TA just runs in to try and kill him. Does nothing because of the Nightmare that comes onto Zhao 8. And then they just kill him with the Grip. They still have Ravage and everything, but Toronto Tokyo has no buyback now.
Yeah, and he's dead for 53 more seconds. They need to try and defend. Sleight of Fist coming through. Now Zhao 8, like you said, moving forward. Reaper Scythe on Tamira. Not going to be enough for the kill. They've got Ramposhka. He's hidden via the Glimmer Cape, but coming over Fabian as well as Y. He'll blink away and avoid them. But this is going to be mega creeps. They're going to go to the tier 4s, try and lock up this ground final. They're high-fiving Zhao 8 while he's just in their faces while the rest of the team takes the tier 4. Swashbuckle coming in from Faith Beyond. There's the Ravage. Can they get the kill on a Zhao 8? Oh, Nightmare! Why again? Did he save him? Yes, he did. The Goblins and the Spit Outs there. They'll get the kill to Collapse as well as Mirror. The takeout 2 for the Winter's Curse is finally in. That's going to be on the Shinkyu. The TSpirit.LGD are the OGA Invitational Champions.